As we get much bigger as a company, the trick is how do we bring to life these sort of special moments. I think this year if we could show a bit more of the thinking behind how bonus is decided and share some of the magic across the business in a film, that would be the ideal. But still protecting the right of the board to make this decision behind closed doors.
Hi Charlie.
Hello, hi Neil, how are you?
Morning.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, and you? This film was really an opportunity for us to talk about the year, and I think probably show partners, if we can, some of the decision-making process that goes into the final decision around the bonus.
The fact that both Waitrose and John Lewis both grew sales is something that we should all be really, really proud of. This isn't just the first year, this is actually, we've now outperformed the market for several years.
We had a sales number that was nicely ahead of the market. The thing that's even more important to me than that is the way in which we delivered the change programs. I said at the beginning of 2013 that that would be the thing that I would be judged on. Have we done this in a way in which we can be proud of? Have we done it with humanity? Or on balance, I think we have done what we set out to do.
There are so many brilliant things that partners have done this year. The work we did at Christmas with Community Matters and partners going out to serve lunches, I thought that was brilliant. My Waitrose, I thought that was a real triumph for us.
It's really meeting the demands of customers in a very different and probably a world that's in quite a bit of turmoil around what is retailing in the future.
Bonus is very special. It's really important that, that everybody understands what it is, because it's not part of salary, it's not part of pay. It is genuinely a sharing of profit. So it's like a dividend in another company.
It's art, not science. And as soon as we want to turn something into a science, a numerical relationship will actually be like any other company.
We know when we're balancing up the various pros and cons of different options for the bonus, and we're taking into account the needs of the business going forward, that we're doing it on behalf of co-owners, not just employees.
It's a democracy, people have the ability to say what they think, views are collected at councils and committees, we share responsibility for the decisions we make, and we've also got ocean-going yachts and golf courses. But the bonus is, I think, the most tangible way in which partners recognise they work in a very different business.
We don't target a level of bonus, and it's actually very important that we don't, because the thing is, the point about bonus is it's a genuine sharing of profit.
We think about the intergenerational challenges as well, so that it's relevant to the partners who are making the contribution today, rather than necessarily saying, let's have something different in the future.
How do we arrive at that decision? Well, I'm not going to completely demystify that, because I think actually at the end of the day, it comes down to the judgment that's struck by every individual board director, and each one of us weighs up a number of factors. We have an amount of cash, we have three areas that we spend that money. One is on investment in the business to keep it successful and modern and progressive. Another is in pensions, and of course that's a pretty topical subject right now with the pensions review. And then the third is in bonus.
So what we've been thinking about a lot this year is our pension deficit, which as partners will know is very high at the moment. Although profit per partner has gone up this year, the big counterbalance is our pensions, the liabilities that we're holding, and also the amount that we're having to put in to address those liabilities into the future. And it's a very real live debate for partners now, and the decision that we're going to have to make all together over the course of this year is what do we want to do to make sure that our pension is sustainable going forward, but also our bonus is sustainable going forward.
About a week before the meeting, everybody will receive a set of papers. And the bonus papers will sort of describe the financial performance of the partnership for the year.
The purpose of that paper is to set out some information, some facts, to provide the context for the board in their considerations.
So, an important day, obviously, and we've got obviously a number of important things on the board. Agenda, results. Clearly the decision on bonus is perhaps the main event. I will start off by asking if anybody's got questions of clarification on the papers, because it's important there's a sort of good common understanding of the material that we've got. And then we go around the room and everybody will give their view. Often in the course of that, may say, I particularly agreed with that point, or I didn't agree with that point because I have a slightly different perspective on it. And then when that's happened and I've got a sense for where people are, and normally there's a range, I will then say, give a view of my own, but in particular what I'll say is, and therefore in the light of that conversation, my proposal to the board is that the bonus is X, and then I'll ask for the board to endorse that percentage.
Going around the room, I think what fascinates me is the fact that there's very little difference in the spread of percentages, and we are then discussing 1% movements around the table. So I think it's a really good discussion. I think we've come out with the right outcome for the business.
Bonus levels can go up and can go down from year to year, and they're dependent on the particular situations that prevail during that year. They obviously take account of future investment needs in the business, and they also need to take account of our pension requirements and the performance of the business in the past year. So I think partners understand very much the levels that come out, providing it's explained properly.
It's a special moment because everybody comes together. There's a great anticipation. It's all a bit of theatre, which everybody enjoys. But it's a moment when partners feel that sense of they've been given something back by the partnership, by the business they own, and that's a great thing to see. So on those occasions, I love obviously know what the number is, so that's not a surprise. But I love just seeing the reaction, and it being part of that moment is exciting always.